Fusion Mobile, quality e-learning experience on the go.
Welcome back. The next topic we'll be treating is pronoun. And other pronoun, we have the various types or classifications of pronoun. What is a pronoun? A pronoun is a word used in place of a noun and a noun phrase. In other words, a pronoun can replace a noun or a noun phrase in a sentence. Examples of pronouns are he, she, you, they, etc. Let us examine this example. Uche is a pretty girl. Uche is a pretty girl. Uche can be replaced by a pronoun which is going to reflect as she is a pretty girl. She is a pretty girl. She has replaced the proper noun Uche. And that is the function that a pronoun performs. It replaces a noun or a noun phrase in a sentence. Another example is the boy has a very good voice. The boy is a noun phrase. Remember we said pronouns replace nouns and noun phrases. The boy is a noun phrase, and it can be said that he has a very good voice. He has replaced the noun phrase the boy. He is a pronoun, a second person singular pronoun, and it has replaced the noun phrase the boy. On the board here is a table that shows the different classes of pronoun. Let us take a look at these pronouns and their examples. We have reflective pronoun. Under reflective pronoun, we have myself, yourself, himself, herself, ourselves, themselves, and yourselves. We have relative pronoun, which has under it who, whom, whose, that, those, which. Possessive pronoun, we have mine, yours, hers, his, its, theirs, and ours. And under personal pronoun, we have you, I, we, they, he, and she. We also have indefinite pronouns, which includes one, no one, any, nobody, anybody, somebody, something, and nothing. Under demonstrative pronoun, we have this, that, this, those. And interrogative pronoun, we have who, which, whom, whose, what. As we go on discussing pronouns, we are going to see how these kinds or classes of pronouns are being used in sentences. But before then, let us quickly discuss the numbers of pronouns that we have. We have the first person, the second person, and the third person forms of personal pronouns. And their uses are singular and plural, and as subject and object in a sentence. So we said we have forms of pronoun. We have the first person. In the personal pronoun, we have the first person, we have the second person, and we have the third person pronoun. And under these persons, we also have the singular form and the plural form. In the first person form of personal pronoun, that is the singular first person form, we have I. We have under the object, that is I serves as the subject in a sentence. For example, I am going home. I am going home. I in the sentence serves as the subject of that sentence. In the singular form of the first person singular form, object form, we have me. In the possessive form, we have mine. In the reflective form, we have myself. And under the determiner form, we have my. An example of the object form can be seen in the following sentence. Shade, bring the book to me. Shade, bring the book to me. Shade is the subject of that sentence. Bring the book to me. Me there is the object of that sentence because I'm the receiver of the action. Shade is the doer of the action. The receiver of the action in a sentence is the object. The possessive mine can be seen as the book is mine, the pen is mine. In the reflective form, which we have myself, we can say, I bought myself a shoe. I bought myself a shoe. It reflects what I did for myself. The determiner form as my in the singular first person form. Don't forget that we are dealing with personal pronouns, the singular first person. Now when we go to the third person singular of the same pronoun, we have he, we have she, we have it under the subject form. Under the object form, we have him, her, it. Under the possessive form, we have is, has, it, like it's his book. The sandal is ours. It is a possessive form of the third person. A reflexive form of the singular third person, we have himself, herself, itself. And under the determiner form, we have is, are, and is, it. We have is, ours, and its. Let us take note that when we are making use of the first person singular plural pronoun, we are talking to someone, but we are referring to ourselves. We are making use of a first person pronoun. That is, we are talking about oneself. When we are talking about the third person form of plural, it involves the person, the speaker, talking to a third party talking to someone about another person that's probably not present there. I'll take that again. When we are talking about the third person singular form of the pronoun, we are talking to someone about another person that might or might not be present where we are talking. Example is, he visited me last night. He visited me last night. I gave the money to him. I gave the money to him. That is the object form. I can't be talking to a second person and tell him I gave the money to him when I ought to say I gave the money to you. Now let us go to the plural form of the personal pronoun. We have, under the plural form, we have the first person, the second person, and the third person. The first person personal pronoun, we have we. We have you in the second person, and in the third person, we have they. In the object form, we have us as the first person. As the second person, we have you. And as the third person, we have them. Under the possessive form, we have ours as the first person. As the second person, we have yours. And as the third person, we have theirs. Under the reflexive form, the first person, we have ourselves. Second person, we have yourselves. And third person, we have themselves. Under the determiner form, we have our as the first person. As the second person, we have your. And as the third person, we have their. Demonstrative form, near reference and distance reference, we have these and those. In the plural form, these and those. These means something that is near. A pronoun used for nearness. And when something is further, that is distant, we use those in their plural form. Personal pronouns, we say, include I, we, you, he, she, it, they, mine, him, her, it, us, them, etc. Below, we are going to be looking at the demonstrations and illustrations of the first, second, and third position of personal pronouns, as well as their forms as singular and plural form. First person singular, we have I. Second person singular, we have you. Third person singular, we have he, she, and it. It is the neutral or neutral form. It is used for animals and lifeless objects. In the plural first position form, we have we. In the second position, we have you. And in the third position, we have they. Let us quickly take a look at these few examples on the personal pronoun, the singular form, in the subject position. Personal pronouns in their singular and plural forms, that is, I, you, he, she, it, we, you. They are subject forms and they will therefore function as subjects of the verb. The subject is the performer or doer of an action, as they usually start a sentence. Example, I love you. I is a singular form of the pronoun there. And it's taking the form of the first person. Another example is, he eats rice. He is the subject of that sentence. You must buy the book. You is also the subject. He is a student. He is a student. He is the subject in that sentence. And the last sentence, an example here is, they greeted me. They is the subject of that sentence. Let us take example of personal pronouns in the object form. They include me, him, you, her, it, us, you as in the plural form, and them. Their function grammatically is to serve as object to a verb. By the way, objects are receivers of the actions performed by the subject. In other words, object can be someone or something to whom or to what something has been done. Remember that personal pronouns in object forms cannot start a sentence. Personal pronouns in the object forms cannot start a sentence. Examples. The dog bit her. Her is the personal pronoun there and serves as the object. The dog is the subject, the doer of the action. By biting the girl now, she is the object, and with the personal pronoun her. We have, she respects him. She is the subject, while him is the object, the receiver of the action. Another example is, I slapped them. I slapped them. He loves you. He loves you. You and them are objects of the actions performed in the sentences. Let us take a look at reflexive pronouns. They are pronouns or words that indicate that actions or deeds performed by someone or something still has an effect or impact on the performer. In other words, the action turns back upon the subject when reflexive pronouns are used in a sentence. Of course, the subject in the sentence is the performer of the action. Reflexive pronouns in the object case. Example, I have wounded myself. Myself is in the object case, is in the object position of the sentence. They organize themselves very well. Themselves, there is the object of that sentence. I intentionally hid myself. They destroyed yourselves. You destroyed yourselves because of greed. You destroyed yourself because of greed. They defended themselves adequately. Now let's take note that in most cases, this is where reflective pronouns, either as singular or plural, find themselves used in the objective case as objects of verbs, in which case they must follow the verbs immediately, as in the examples we just gave now. Reflective pronouns as object complements. However, it is not in all cases that reflective pronouns come immediately after verbs to which they are objects, as in, I did the work myself. I did the work myself. They like to clean their house themselves. You can print the paper yourself. In such cases, they serve as complements of the objects. Let's take a look at relative pronoun. Like the chart we have on the board, the table states the examples of the relative pronouns that we have, which includes who, whom, whose, that, those, and which. We are going to be taking a look at their functions as we go on. A relative pronoun can be used to turn a simple sentence into a relative clause so as to supply more information concerning the nouns or noun phrases preceding them. Consider the sentence. The students have been expelled. The students have been expelled. Now let's take a look at the second example. The students who were publicly flogged have been expelled. Who were publicly flogged is giving more information concerning the students that were expelled. The first sentence says the students have been expelled. We don't know which set of students or what the students did to have been expelled. But in the second sentence, we have who were publicly flogged. So here we know that the students that were publicly flogged were definitely guilty of a crime, and that is why they've been expelled. Sentence 1 above, the noun phrase is in it is the student. The noun phrase in it is the student. And the second sentence, we have a relative clause that introduces the relative pronoun who. The relative clause in the second sentence, in the second example that we gave, provides more information about the noun phrase in it. Let us examine more examples. The girl that stole the book was later caught. We can say the girl was later caught, but that stole the book is a relative clause that gives more information about the girl. We have the police officer whose wife was raped is here. The police officer, we can say the police officer is here, but whose wife was raped is a relative clause that gives more information about the police officer. We have the lady whom I love as married. We also have The house which was searched is mine. Whom and which give more explanations to these examples in sentences, respectively. We have relative pronouns replacing conjunctions. Relative pronoun can effectively take the place of a conjunction in a sentence. Let us consider the following example. Sentence 1 says, the teacher is handsome. Sentence 2 says, the teacher is handsome. And sentence 2 says, he teaches very well. Now let us take a look at it from another dimension. The teacher is handsome and he teaches very well. The teacher is handsome and he teaches very well. That is another sentence that has a conjunction, the conjunction and. The last sentence says, the teacher who is handsome teaches very well. Who in that sentence has taken the place of the conjunction and. An explanation of these examples is as follows. In sentence 4, who has replaced and, which is a conjunction, linking the two previous sentences, that is, the teacher is handsome and he teaches very well. Those two sentences were combined, were linked with the conjunction and, but when we removed the conjunction, we used who, that is the relative pronoun who, which brings the two sentences together. Relative pronouns taking away ambiguity. Relative pronoun, when well positioned in a sentence, can take away ambiguity. Let us consider the following examples. We took the magazines to the incinerator, which we did not need. We took the magazines to the incinerator, which we did not need. And we took the magazines which we did not need to the incinerator. These two examples, the first one says, which in the first sentence is not well positioned, hence the ambiguity in the sentence. That is, it can cause confusion. For one that is not very good in grammar, if he listens to such sentence, such person might be confused and not actually get what the sentence really means. But the second sentence, it is very clear the relative pronoun which is well positioned. What creates the ambiguity in sentence 1 is that it is the books and the boys did not need, not the incinerator. The position of which in the sentence is the major cause of the ambiguity. What do you mean by ambiguity? Ambiguity means something of two meanings, something that is a sentence that is obscure, that is, the meaning is not clear. That is what we mean by ambiguity. We have interrogative pronoun. These include who, which, whom, whose, and what. Interrogative pronouns are relative pronouns, except that which is a relative pronoun but not an interrogative pronoun. The only difference between relative and interrogative pronouns is that interrogative pronouns are used only in asking questions. Examples are as follows. Which book did you wish to read? What are the names of those ladies? Who is marrying my cousin? Whom do you wish to speak to? Whose husband was beaten mercilessly? These are examples of the interrogative pronoun and their uses. Auxiliary verbs usually following interrogative pronouns. From the examples that we just gave now, one can see that in most cases, auxiliary verbs usually follow interrogative pronouns. Auxiliary verbs are verbs used with other verbs to form the tenses, mood, or voice of such verbs. Auxiliary verbs include be, do, have, may, can, must, etc. Let us examine the following examples. Which do you like more between the two items? Which do you like more between the two items? Whom have you greeted since you woke up? Whom may you report the matter to? Which can you do, jumping or running? What must one do to receive salvation? These are interrogative pronouns following auxiliary verbs. We have prepositions preceding interrogative pronouns. In asking questions, interrogative pronouns may be preceded by prepositions, even though modern grammarians and linguists no more use interrogative pronouns in this case, saying that a preposition cannot begin a sentence. However, examples are as follows. To whom do you wish to speak? To whom can I dedicate my new book? To which town have you been transferred? Of which tribe are you? Of what chemical is glue made? The next item we'll be dealing with is the possessive pronoun. The mine, yours, ours, is, its, theirs, and ours. They are the examples of possessive pronoun that we have. Note that apostrophe should not be added before or after s in the use of possessive pronouns. Possessive pronouns are used in English to show that someone owns a particular thing, or to show that someone or something is related to another thing. Possessive pronouns are subject or verb. A possessive pronoun may function as subject to a verb in a sentence. Example is, yours is more important. Yours is the subject of the verb is. Ours looks neater. Ours is serving as the subject of the verb looks. Mine has arrived. Theirs sound better. These are examples of pronouns that function as subject to a verb. Let us look at examples that functions as object to verbs. We have seen theirs. They took his. He believed ours. She has mine. These are possessive pronouns in the position of an object. And let us also take a look at possessive pronouns as a complement. Another grammatical function of a possessive pronoun is that it can just be a complement. For example, the papers are ours. Power is theirs. The papers are ours. Power is theirs. We have demonstrative pronouns. These are I. These are this, that, these and those. These and that are used in the singular sense, meaning one, to show both or near and distant reference respectively. Near reference means that the object referred to is near, while distant reference means that the object under reference is far or distant. The same applies to the demonstrative pronoun, these and those, which are plural forms. They are the plural forms of this and that. Let us take note that the spellings also differ. The pronunciation, these words might sound the same. This and this. This has a short vowel sound, while this has a long vowel sound. This is also a voiced consonant sound, and this one is voiceless. We should take note of this. This is the singular form referring to something that is near, and this is the plural form referring to something that is far. And on the other hand, that refers to something that is near, something of singular form, and those, something that is far and plural. Far plus plural. While these two are near plus singular. We should take note of these words, these particular demonstrative pronouns. Let us take examples of singular form of the demonstrative pronouns and near reference. This boy is my brother. This bicycle is his. Boy and bicycle are close by. And in the singular form of distant reference, we have that boy is my brother. That boy is my brother. That bicycle is his. Boy and bicycle are far. The plural form and near reference, we have these tables are too dirty. These tables are too dirty. These chairs are for me. Tables and chairs are close by. The plural form and distant reference of the demonstrative pronoun are those. Is actually those, and examples are those tables are too dirty. Those chairs are for me. Tables and chairs are far away. Combination with nouns to form noun phrases and then subjects. Demonstrative pronouns may combine with nouns to become noun phrases, which are subjects of the sentences, as in the following example. This car is mine. This car is mine. This that I mean here is the singular form. Singular this. As it is obvious that the auxiliary verb that precedes the noun car there is singular. Is. This car is mine. It didn't say this car are mine. Those products are for sale. Those products are for sale. These properties are stolen. That school has been closed down. Those ladies are prostitutes. Let us also look at the combination with nouns to form noun phrases and objects of prepositions. Apart from functioning as subjects, demonstrative pronouns can combine with nouns to form noun phrase which function as subjects, as objects of a preposition, as in, the barrel belongs to this boy. To this boy is a prepositional phrase. And the demonstrative pronoun there indicates a singular boy. We took the car from those people. From those people. That is, it has been combined with a preposition. The noun phrase has been combined with a preposition, and it is functioning as the object of the sentence. We also have the equipment are for that school. The cupboards are properties of those schools. Determinant pronouns. Determinant pronouns include your, singular and plural, their, its, are, is, and mine. Wherever they occur in a sentence as subject or object of a verb, they cannot stand alone. They must modify nouns as noun phrases or join with an adjective to qualify a noun. Examples of determinant pronouns as subjects of verb. We have, my cousin won a house in the city. Their role is to prosecute the thief. His new car has just spoiled. Your tall tree needs some manure. My cousin is a noun phrase and it serves as the subject of the sentence. Their role also serves as the subject, and their role is to prosecute the thieves. His new car is another noun phrase which serves as the subject of the sentence. Your tall tree as the demonstrative, the determiner pronoun, which serves as the subject of the sentence. As object of verbs, I have just completed my house. My house serves as the object of the verb completed. When I visited him, he was riding his new horse. His new horse is also serving as the object of the verb riding. I insisted on being paid my salaries. My salaries is the determiner pronoun serving as a noun phrase and also the object of the sentence. We have universal pronouns. Universal pronouns are pronouns that express idea wherever they occur. They include the following: everyone, everybody, everything, everywhere. They are inclusive wherever they are used. Inclusive, that is, they include everything that they are talking about. Let us note that universal pronouns are not compound words. They are used as singular words wherever they occur. We have wherever, everyone, everybody, everything. But whenever we are writing them, we write them together. There is no need for them to be hyphenated because they are one word. In no condition must you write them separately. We should also note that they must function as singular. They must function as singular. As a rule of grammar, all universal pronouns are singular and must collocate with singular verbs. Example: everything is in order. You mustn't say everything are in order. Everything is in order. Everybody needs a partner, not everybody need a partner. Everyone knows his name. Everywhere has been swept. Universal pronouns can also function as subject or object of verbs. Example of universal pronoun function as object of verb. They include Jude begs everything. Jude begs everything. The chocolate reached everyone. He wants to receive everybody. The new maid swept everywhere. This universal pronoun serves as the object of verbs, while the previous examples that I stated, that is, everything is in order, everybody needs a partner, these universal pronouns serve as subject of the verb. We have indefinite pronouns. This is the last part of the pronoun that we'll be discussing today. They are pronouns which express a part of a whole, and they include anybody, somebody, anyone, each, none, nothing, nobody, one, and someone. Just in the case of universal pronouns, partitive or indefinite pronouns are not compound words. Hence, they must not be hyphenated or written separately. Again, as a rule of grammar, partitive or indefinite pronouns are singular. Hence, they must collocate with singular verbs, as in we have in the following examples. Anybody is allowed to take the money. None is permitted to talk. Nobody has been prosecuted so far. Someone was sacked last year. Nothing works where there is rancor. somebody is interested to marry her. One knows it will surely die one day. Each costs only 10 naira. These are examples of indefinite pronouns and their uses in sentence. We have come to the end of this class, but before we go, a few questions are going to pop up on your screen for you to attempt. I implore that you try and attempt these questions and get them correctly. However, if you have difficulties in answering these questions, please rewind the video and take a review once again in order to update yourself.